Hello, welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack. I'm really excited, genuinely, to be joined by the lovely Jackson from Modal Electronics.
How's it going?
I'm good, man. We're flying with the Maltese Falcon. Woo. And let's get in to the brand new Argon8. High five! Jackson, Argon8.
Argon8, yeah.
All I know about this, I've only just seen this for about 10, 15 minutes. We have a really nice relationship with Andertons and the guys at Modal.
Yep.
And I love that you're showing us stuff that is just in the development stages.
In its infancy, yeah. You're the first person to see this. This is like the first working prototype of this that we've got. It's just come from a long...
You're getting emails in from like the factory. This is really being made in front of us, and it's got to go out to NobCon. You'll be seeing this.
Yeah, we're going out to Chicago. We're going to show it next week, that'll be. So you've got a little bit of an early sneak peek on it. Giddy.
We're going to hear, also there'll be a video of just sound, but we're going to have a talk about this because it's not finished yet, so we've got to talk about it. Let's go through it methodically. Shall we go like, how many, Argon8 voices?
8 voices, yeah. So we have, it's an 8-voice polyphonic wavetable synthesizer. We've got 6 oscillators per voice, so it's 48 oscillators, a lot for this tiny little thing, you know. It's a really interesting form factor. We were speaking about this earlier,
yeah. It's just really a nice compact size.
Yeah.
If I was going to say it was size, it's like a smaller Gaia, if you're out there. Because sometimes it's hard to get the scale across on the TV. But it's really cool. What those big oscillator numbers, is this derivative of any other stuff you've got in the company at the moment, or is this you seeing it as a new thing?
Both. It is its own thing, but it definitely started with Sculpt and CraftSynth. I was here a couple of weeks with you ago on CraftSynth 2.0.
Check that video out.
Yeah, so that is a wavetable synthesizer and Sculpt was a polyphonic synthesizer. So in some respects, it's both of those ideas kind of married together, but this is kind of juiced a little bit harder, so there's a lot more resolution and we have, more effects, and there's just a lot more going on with this one.
And there's a keyboard.
Full-size, semi-weighted Fatar keyboard. Yeah.
How many keys we got on there?
37,
37 keys. That whole idea of a polysynth, but it not being massive, I dig it. What other stats have we got? How many crazy things are going on in there?
So many stats to reel off. So we've got, if you remember the CraftSynth 2 video, we have like oscillator modifiers in there. We've kind of split this up into 2 groups here, some which we can use the same way where we kind of dial in an amount and it will affect the waves. And then we've got some that are static hidden underneath. It's just, there's a lot more kind of being thrown at those initial concepts to make it into what it is now.
I love Jackson's face being thrown out and he has to come talk about a product that's not finished. It's not even going to be this colour, is it?
I've been playing with it for a while. It's not necessarily going to be this colour. Yeah, the one that I've got is a little bit deeper and darker than this, but we're going to re-specify this to make it a little bit better
Other cool
contrast.
things I've noticed, because it's just hard to talk about when it's not finished.
Yeah.
It's got cool wooden engine, and when I said wooden, and these are sustainable bamboo.
Yeah.
I like it. This is a new world. We've had a few launches from other keyboard companies. It's like, Jackson, put your headphones on. Yeah, exactly. And they come in, and I love how you're involving people and letting people see the development instead of just kind of pulling off pulling yourself off in front of people.
I think we're less. Hold it back.
Yeah, okay. Instead of revealing this big reveal and like, oh, this is brand new, you're going to see it develop.
I think we're kind of less intimidated about having to wait until that point. Having gone through Kickstarter campaigns and stuff, and you see how the process along the way with people seeing this stuff and kind of getting their heads around it and then offering us kind of, their 2 cents has been really valuable. So getting in at this early stage is quite good. I mean, especially kind of showing it to people like you, it's really valuable for us to see how people interact with these things. So. Yeah, it's important.
Right, go through it, man. Tell me what you've had it a few days. Whatever you feel about it.
I feel giddy, because I've been working on my own prototype at home, and I've been coming here to see this sort of first prototype today. I felt like I was coming to Santa's grotto. I was on the train, and I was just like, yes, I'm gonna get to play on this little baby.
That's cool.
It's beautiful. Yeah, so we've got a little screensaver here, so it'll time out after a while, then it wakes up again. It's quite nice, isn't it? Quite a sweet little touch. Let's dive into the oscillators. So. We have, obviously, wavetable synthesis, I'm sure you're familiar with. This works the same way if you've seen the Synth 2.0 video. The oscillators kind of work in the same way in that you can continuously scan through them, and we have various banks. We've kind of upped the amount of wavetables in this and the amount of banks that you have access to. So there's a whole more unique kind of sound sources in this synth than are available in our other synthesizers.
And that screen, I just saw the waveform very clearly there. How do I get that back?
Just turn the wave shape. So if we let me come out.
I just want to show off the screen because I've only seen there's a little corgi one that has like a screen that I find really good for learning, but with wavetables this is even more important, I think.
Yeah, because I think that often with wavetables it's really hard to describe this stuff. Actually just looking at it, you just go,
you get it.
Yeah, and you start to learn stuff about like how sort of fundamental frequencies and harmonics work when you look at some of them. There's a
front
wave
and centre, like here's our wave, and then we're going to filter it.
Yeah, we've got filters. So we've got a few more things to get to before then. So we have, in the oscillator section, we pick our oscillators, we pick the tuning of each, so we can tune them all independently, and we pick whichever wave bank we want, and then whichever part of those waves. So we've got 5 waves across each dial. You pick whichever point in between them that you like, and you set your little mix. Then we can spread them. Spread function you'll be familiar with from Sculpt and Craft Synth 2.0. So it works in the same way that we have a whole load of spread, and then we split into intervals, which can be really, really useful. We have as well with this one like a nice little chord function. So got an Arpeggiator on here. Turn this off, but you know, we can hold chords. So you don't have to use the spread function to kind of make chords and stuff, but you can use it in terms of tuning the oscillators a little bit further than just the independent tuning can give you, which is super, super cool. We've got
pretty vast the amount of oscillators you got in there.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like 6 per voice is just not normal, so it enables us to do some really nice things with like the voice modes. So we've got like unison modes and stack modes, and like a poly mode, and they all kind of interact differently, you know, with the stereo field and with the way the oscillators are kind of stacked up on each other. So there's a lot of options. Yeah, just
and
before you
beautifully, what I loved on the Sculpt was the app. Yeah, that won't be the finished one, but
it will actually all be in the same app. It'll be a modal app, so they'll all come up, and you can plug all of them in, and they'll come up on tabs here. It'll be one environment.
But this screen, man.
Yeah, so it's
I'm
OLED,
well excited about the
super
screen.
bright. Yeah, white on black.
That's the thing with wavetables. I like to see it.
Yeah.
I like to see it. It involves me in there. And you're right about all these. So you've got spread. How do you do? How's your detune work? Do you have that like slight slop type?
Jack. Yes. There is something nice in here. We've got a drift. So we can control the pan amount, but we can also control the drift. So spread, usually, you know, it starts from a single point and you just hear it kind of crossing and like starting to detune, and the undulation's quite kind of consistent. The drift that we've put in is kind of just randomizing that. So every time you hit a note, it's going to be at a different point of detune, just right here on this beauty here. So voice drift there. Oh,
that's there.
And you can just...
Can we hear it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Let's do it.
You play with this patch. I'll turn the spread off. So if we turn this down a bit. Lush, isn't it? It's really lush.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because my favourite feature ever is slop on the Dave Smith ones.
Yeah, likewise.
I
love that. It just gives it that weird little...
Yes.
Don't know where I am.
Synth wavy.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, like drive feel. I like it. That's cool. It's oscillators. What's next?
Oscillator modifiers. So we touched on this. Synth 2.0 has all the oscillator modifiers, and we have them in here in the same way. But we also have, so there's 8 of them on this dial here. We have all the banks here. So there's 8 there.
What is an oscillator modifier?
Okay, oscillator modifiers, essentially you have your wave shape. The modifier is basically going to apply a process to that wave shape. So it could be stretching the wave shape. It could be applying another signal to it to like frequency modulate it, these sort of things. there are a vast amount of different modifiers you can do, but the very most basic way I could say it is just taking the wave shape and modifying it slightly, or quite a lot, before it gets somewhere else.
Unique to wavetable synthesis?
No, you can do oscillator modifiers with analog synths, you know, like frequency modulation,
I don't know
FM.
why I haven't come... It seems quite unique.
The stuff that's in here is very much unique to this synthesizer, and we have a secondary layer. So these ones we can control with a dial, and we can dial in the amount that we want, or we can modulate the amount of modification that we want. But we also have sort of wave mods, I guess we would call them in this, is a secondary process that we can apply, but it's static. So if we come into the oscillator section, we just come in here, and I just go all the way to the end. We have wave mods here, and we have loads of them. I think 28 different mods, or 24, I can't remember the exact number right now.
Wow.
A whole bunch of stuff that it will change the sound. They're all really unique.
Okay,
so it's like shapers.
Can I hear it?
Let's scan through some of them whilst you're kind of holding it, so you get an idea of what they all sound like. So they all have their own kind of, their unique character, but it's not something...
So pretty set and forget it, like just go around until you get, and that sounds like I want.
That's it. I mean, you know, when you're kind of making patches and things, you can very easily have a specific idea, but then when you add these things in, it can just take you into a completely different room, and you're just like, okay, I wasn't actually planning to do that, but this sounds great. And I found that, because this is a new feature for us, that is just really, really fun to play with. And you can set one independently for each wave, so any of those you can have a combination of on each wave, which is amazing. Really, really amazing.
Sound designers must be going nuts for this stuff.
Well, I hope so, yeah. For me, it's incredible. I mean, like, I've just wasted hours and hours on this just going, oh, yes.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah. And then we have the kind of MIDI functions that we had here, which you have like standard stuff like a sustain, a chord function, a transpose, so you can hold it and press some of the keys and it'll transpose by that amount of intervals. Some really, really nice sort of like tricks for live performance. Like if we just held the ARP and had it running, you can use that to do stuff.
Well, this feels really good.
Yeah, XY joystick doesn't have to be used for pitch bend or things. You can kind of unlock those and use it for whatever you want.
It's just a sturdy little bit of kit, isn't it? I know this is... It's a unique, it's a very desirable bit of size. And you've got connectivity-wise out there. Let's go connectivity, because I think the size makes it unique for me.
Yeah, so we've been able to add a few more things here. So we have a headphone port here, and then we have 2 line-outs. We have also a 3/4 audio in, stereo. And then we have
proper big boy, man.
Proper big boy. And then we've got sustain, expression inputs. Yeah. We have the sync, 3.5 sync in and out on there as well, and then full-size MIDI. So
incredible.
And also MIDI over USB.
Like the guys with the modular rack, it seems to be the right kind of size.
Yeah. You could definitely have a nice little rack
but have a high-quality keyboard that's not too massive.
Yeah.
You could definitely travel with it.
Small footprint, big amount of possibilities.
Where do you want to go next?
So we're going to move on to the filter. We're using a similar filter to the Craft Synth 2.0 and Sculpt, only it's been given a bit more juice. We are going to be adding different filter types in as well, so you can actually choose different filter types. Currently we've got one which we can show you, which we're pretty happy to go with, but we're going to have maybe up to 3 that are in there.
Can we swiv the filter?
Yeah, go for it.
Do we want to do like a plain waveform?
Let's go for an init patch.
German on all my pronunciations of synth stuff. Let's go.
So yeah.
Flip the filter. Okay, we've got initialized patch.
So we just make some.
Should we get a denser wave? Oh yeah. Screen looks heck. Right, are you going to sweep it for us?
Yeah, go on.
Do it, brother. What is that filter?
It's a 2-pole state variable filter. So we can morph it the same way we could with our previous synthesizers. So this essentially means you can go from low pass into band pass up into high pass, and you can do it all consistently. You don't have to stop at any point and like turn one off and turn the other one on.
Let's hear that. It really gets a lot of mileage out of one filter. Double knob in there.
Double knobbing.
Ain't nothing wrong about it.
Pair of big knobs here.
Just double knobbing. But I'm connecting with it more than the sculpt, because the sculpt for me is, I get it, but I'm a bit of a Luddite, a bit old school, and I like that it's got a keyboard.
Yeah.
And I like the fact it's got a screen showing me it, and I don't have to plug the computer in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big bonus, isn't it?
Yeah.
The screen and the app, I mean, they're mirroring what's going on. The app's really, really great for learning things, but having this, it really helps to keep your head kind of focused, and it's quite easy to navigate through all the different menus. There's some stuff that's just screen-based, so like the Wav mods, for example, you do that on screen. You have to learn how to work in this environment, but once you get there, it's super, super nice. Just feels second nature. It's really, really like a...
And effects?
Yes.
Looks like a big section over here.
It is a big section. Currently, so we've got 3 effects slots here. So you can have any of them on, we've got an amount for each of them here, and then we've got an overall effects amount as well. We're planning to have basically each one of them be a specific group of effects. So you'll have modulators, delays, and reverbs. Right now we have a few really nice things we can show here. So we've got a nice chorus, really, really lush chorus. We've got a really, really beautiful delay, and we've got some kind of lo-fi stuff, so sample rate reduction, bit crushing, adding noise. You'll also have extra filters on the master there, and just a whole host of other stuff. There's going to be some really beautiful things to unpack with the effects.
Can we listen to any?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. Patch loaded. Let's hear these effects, man, mate.
Bit of delay to play with here. I'll let you play. I'll play with the effects.
Key, please. F. Whoa. In the delay, thank you, mate.
Good. Yeah.
when you do these demos and you start to me, you're like, oh, okay, well, this could go. Just think at home how much it goes wrong.
Oh, easily.
But that went right. We won one for once.
Thank you.
But that sounds awesome, man. So that's the delay. You got a chorus going.
Yeah, there's a nice chorus in there. I'm going to move on to the lo-fi effect. This is a kind of a bit more of a. I mean, it can go really, really lo-fi. You can go really bit crushy. This one here is quite bit crushy. I'll let you go for it. So this one has only got, you can use 2 notes at once. So we got stack, we've stacked all of the voices up.
Oh, you can really hear it going there.
So that's sample rate, then bit crushing.
Yeah, really retro.
Yeah, super
and
retro.
Front.
Yeah, you can do some nice things with it. So there's a noise on the end you can add in, and you can get some really, really kind of crunchy noises out of it. It's quite nice to play with.
Have you got, are they on sculpts? Do you have effects?
Not like this. We have a delay.
So it's going to be a whole new... Nice.
There's also a distortion on this, which is outside of this kind of effects.
So it's a separate
section here. Yeah. So the distortion is available per patch, which won't take up an effect slot. It's kind of essential, I feel. Distortion, you need it if you want to kind of juice something up a bit. Just a small amount to get a bit more like harmonic richness. It's got to be there.
We looked at the oscillators and filter and effects. We need to modulate these things, as I'm learning, with LFOs and envelopes.
Yeah. So
does this have it?
Absolutely. We've got 3 envelopes, we've got 2 LFOs, and we have a mod matrix, which is an 8-slot mod matrix. It has something like 12 by 52 destinations, so 12 sources, so 52 destinations.
Knock yourself out with that
There's a lot to get involved with here. And then we also have kind of 4 slots for really common assignments, so stuff like note to cut off, after touch to cut off this kind of stuff, or you know, like the joystick to LFO1 depth or something like this, so you can do your vibrato and stuff. Those, we're not going to kind of steal your mod slots. We've given you kind of some static slots to use with those things. So quite a comprehensive modulation matrix.
And nice for people getting into it. Like, it's like ready, pre-made little recipes.
And it's, those things, because they're really common, but like, I know when I first started with synthesis, that was, you know, I was like, how do I even do that? And
I'm still there.
Yeah, it takes a while to figure out, but these are so common, we, you know, keep them to one side. And the modulation kind of in general, the assignment's really, really quick and easy to do. You literally just click something, you've chosen this one now, it's flashing, and you just choose where you want it to go. And it's, pretty simple. Same with these as well. You just click it, twist something, and it's going to do it. Down here, we've also got some more, as you can see here, this is where you would assign velocity, after touch, note, expression, and then also the joystick values, which are just underneath. And the joystick's something quite interesting as well, because you can lock it. So you can find a nice little spot that you want and just pause there.
I thought it was like a physical lock. I'm so stupid.
How's it gonna?
How's it bad?
But it springs.
That's what I thought the other day with Kensington lock. Like, how many people finish a design of a keyboard and then go, "Damn it, we forgot the Kensington lock."
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a real niche joke for anyone into keyboards.
For sure.
It's so niche to be worked in a store. That's the whole. Have we gone round the houses on it?
No.
Tell me where to go.
Play with. So we've got an arpeggiator and a real-time sequencer. I think it's over 500 step sequencer, and the arpeggiator. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We have a whole bunch of different directions and octave amounts. You can set the arpeggiator off. Firstly, you can program it, so you can program notes into it however you want. But you can set it off going, and I don't think it will repeat for over 2,048 notes. So you have until
almost generative.
Yeah, I can show you that.
Let's do it.
Let's do that now.
This is a patch we just dialed in for dialed in is a bit optimistic. You're in the midst of making it. Shall I play it?
I'm going to program it, and then I'll let you play it.
Okay, do it.
So I'm just going to hold the Art button. If I just turn it on, normal arpeggiator, great. Not really what we want. We want something interesting. We were just talking about how this can be quite generative. So just to program in. We can do directions now. So
nice.
You hold like some fifths or something down for me.
Oh, yeah.
Directions. Lots of different directions.
There's a hell of a lot.
Yeah, there's
pending. I've never seen that. North pending. Is it like it's like a sat nav?
Yeah, there's a huge amount of stuff, and it'll go up to 4 octaves. So
that really crazy high stuff.
We can do 16 notes in the program of it, and then up to 4 octaves over that, and obviously the amount of held notes you can do, which is what gives us that huge number.
The modular, that's 2,000. Cool for the modular heads as well.
Yeah,
to kick that out via CV.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And again, have this size keyboard. It really is not that big. It's really not that big, and it's a nice action as well. I dig it. Just seen the arpeggiator sequencer.
Yeah, sequencer. So we have a real-time sequencer, input quantizable, swingable. You can do all the real-time stuff, or you can
quantize. That has pricked my ear. Quantize. That doesn't come up very often.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need it. You can play keyboards.
No,
I cannot. So it's super super.
Can we
good
see
for
it?
Me. Yeah, let's do it. So the sequence is super easy to use. There's play, record, mute buttons here. Put it into record mode. So this is all real time. That will just play exactly as I played it. I can go in and put on the quantize. So if I just come here, you see we've got 16ths, 8ths. I'm going to go for 16ths and just play badly and see what happens.
Yeah.
So now we just play it. Perfect.
That's cool.
I played it as good as that.
And that, does it all like clock to the clock? That's really handy.
Yeah, so we can syncopate it either to its own internal clock or to your project tempo.
I like that way of thinking better than programming. I bail on sequences all the time on this because I just think I don't know what to do with them. But the thought of just playing something and then quantizing it makes sense to me.
Yeah, it feels really good. Yeah, I mean it's as well just having such a small amount of space for it. It's that
Yeah,
easy
step
to use,
sequences
you know?
aren't, I don't think like that. I don't think in steps. I just want to play something and then it maybe neaten it up. So
Yeah, it's
I love that.
counterintuitive to kind of block everything out like that. You just want
That's pretty forward thinking.
You want to feel it, really, don't you?
Where to next, sire?
You've got the whole overview. I think we need to do some sounds.
Oh, we're going to do some sounds to finish this video, and we need to fist bump on it. Okay, I realised that we're going to have another video with just playing. All three of us are going to do the sound. This has been very talk heavy, but that's because it's not real yet.
There's a huge amount to go through as well. You know, it's yeah.
And thanks for coming, man. What is the time? Have we got a timeline of what's happening?
I don't want to put a finite figure on that, but it's going to be before Christmas.
You're in NobCon now.
Yeah.
In the future.
In the future me, I'm already in Chicago.
You're already in Chicago, chilling, having a good time, and then, but the refinements are, we're going to probably see a change in the colour.
Yep.
And everything's going to be firmed up. Anyway, listen to the other video for the sounds. We need to escape this video, so I like to escape my video on a demo. This is too cool a keyboard to have a demo button. But can I use that quantize, you thingy?
Let's do it. I'll put the quantize on for you.
Oh, thanks, mate. I need it.
What do you want it on?
Just a solid 8, please, mate.
8 notes. I'm going to hit record and you can do your thing.
Do you want a key? I'll go for it.
Go D.
D. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing. If you don't, let us know. And just throw stuff you think about the Argon8 in there as well.